Jody Sharami at Astro Podcast. This is my weekly podcast, and it's for June 26th through July 3rd. And then that next week when I'm here on Friday, that Saturday will be July 4th, and we will talk about the history of America a little bit more, because that's really what's going to be taking up top news next week. Good day, it's Friday, June 26th. This is Redford. He's now 1 year old since the 23rd of June. And the Sagittarius Moon is shifting today. And Cancer, Mercury in Cancer at 25 degrees and 55 minutes will be squaring Aries Eres at 25 degrees and 45 minutes at 1 a.m. this morning. And we felt probably a little bit of angst today. And then tomorrow on Saturday, the Taurus Mars at 28 degrees will half square Aries and Saturn and sextile Gemini Uranus. So that is quite a big day tomorrow, where we're jumping around quite a bit. And then the Sagittarius Moon at 12 degrees forms a grand fire trine with Aries in Saturn, Aries, Saturn, and trines, Leo, Venus. This is very awesome fire energy. It's going to get us powered up and ready to go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And this is an energy that's going to initiate emotional structure for love, because it is Cancer season, Moon. And then Taurus Mars at 29 degrees is going to half square Aries, Saturn. Saturn again against Mars square. This is some powerful energy. And then Taurus Mars is going to sextile Cancer Jupiter 29 degrees, and this is big energy for optimistic long-term growth. So that's a nice one. So also it's an anaretic degree, so a lot of things are going to happen here, surprisingly, and karmic. And then on June 28th, Mars is going to shift into Gemini at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we will automatically feel the proximity to Gemini Uranus at 3 degrees and 36 minutes as the outer planets begin to form the giving cradle of cosmic energy into a formation called the Barbault Basket, which helps to show how cosmic energy affects personal and mundane astrology. And I talked about this last week on my daily and my weekly. It's a very giving situation to help humanity evolve into a higher minded and more empathetic society, because empathy is what's lacking right now in our world. And then on June 29th, Gemini Uranus at 3 degrees and 21 minutes will trine Aries Neptune at 4 degrees, and who's also trining Aquarius Pluto 4 degrees. So this is a nice triangle. The stage is set for these three outer planets to be at 4 degrees, and the only one that changes around is going to be whatever enters Leo at the time. Cancer Mercury at 26 degrees and 15 minutes begins its retrograde phase today on the 29th. And here, childhood wounds, just like Chiron's exalted in Cancer, just like Chiron's exalted in Cancer, we're going to feel this Mercury retrograde in the same way, where past thoughts of our childhood wounds are going to come up, and we're going to have to really lean on our friends and our family, try to heal that. It's a 3-week retrograde. And then also on the same day, the Capricorn full moon moves in at 8 degrees and 15 minutes at 7:56 p.m. Eastern Time. So here we're going to have outward expression of mastery over your outside forces in order to stabilize inner needs and values. Because it is opposing the Cancer sun, that's why it is a full moon. The sun is shining on the moon. This is the inner emotional world that's unseen, the Cancer. And Capricorn shows outward success through work. So here we're dealing with showing success, but also being able to handle the motherly, the family part of it as well. And this is cardinal energy because Capricorn and Cancer are opposites and they're cardinal. So summer's plans here can really start to have work out with the Capricorn moon, the new Capricorn moon beginning by the time the winter solstice comes in. Whatever is happening at this full moon, the new moon will come in, and we will also again be planting again. So the Capricorn full moon is going to square the midpoint of the Aries Saturn at 14 degrees and the Aries Neptune at 4 degrees, bringing up the need to see reality before Leo season takes control. Because once Leo season takes control, you'll be looking at yourself and where the Leo house falls in your chart. And so it's a time of identity. And so we really need to have our confidence, because Leos can lack confidence because they're about having confidence. So they have to build it up, right? So the Capricorn, powerful Capricorn full moon on the 29th is for personal growth as Jupiter prepares to shift into Leo, because again, Leo is about personal growth, about you, about what's inside you, who's the core of who you are. So this Capricorn new moon, full moon, will help you. And then on June 30th, Gemini Mars takes up the square to the Pisces Virgo nodes of fate at 0 to 1 degrees at 12:29 a.m. Eastern Time. So actions need to happen now, all this time, even with Mercury going to retrograde in Cancer. It's not so powerful because Cancer is retrograde. Everything about Cancer is retrograde anyway, so Mercury's fine here being retrograde. It's just moving along with the moon going backwards, and that's just how it goes. And it's the best place to go retrograde, especially for Leos, is your 12th house. So your 12th house does that anyways, right? And then Jupiter's going to enter Leo at 1:52 a.m. also on the 29th for a year. And this will be highlighting rich versus poor, pushing the balance for humanity's future to evolve into a higher communication for humanity, for the human species. It's time to evolve again. We're always leveling up, and this is the time in the cosmic timeline where we are scheduled to level up. And Leo, again, is ruled by the sun, and the sun rules over the cosmic energy in the universe, the solar system that we live in. So Venus and Leo here is going to half square Aries Neptune at 3:18 a.m. Eastern Time. So this is really, squares again is this energy that you need to use. It's going to be very comfortable, this feeling. And it's a delusional world energy again. So a lot of delusion with Neptune preparing to go retrograde. But it is great for creatives. And then we get into July 1st next week, right? Aquarius Moon is going to trine Gemini Mars. And this is a high energy day because the Aquarius Moon again is ready to go, go, go. And Gemini Mars is go, go, go. So things are going to be happening quickly. And I wouldn't be surprised if something happens with the internet because Mercury rules over that. And then July 2nd, Aquarius Moon sextiles Aries Saturn. So here you need to be on your best behavior because Saturn is checking up on you with the moon here. Really be careful with your emotions on that day. And then on July 3rd, Aquarius Moon is going to oppose Leo Venus. And this is where other people, because Aquarius is other people, Leo is yourself, you're going to be annoyed by a lot of people that day. Groups, or maybe you just want to be private that day, but it doesn't happen for you. And then we're going to get into July 4th, that Saturday, where Gemini Mars conjuncts Uranus, also Gemini. And this is a highly explosive, radical, evolutionary, unexpected changes. This is today, the day we've all been waiting for. And Gemini's Mars can also sextile Aries Neptune, which is going to be a lot of intuition coming in and pushing you to create something. Otherwise, you could do damage out in the mundane world if you not channeling that energy. And then that day, the moon is going to enter Pisces as the nighttime comes. And again, art and delusion, Neptune's here. It's going to be really big, like the delusion that people might have about America. Now the truth's starting to come out. And then on the 5th, Gemini Mars is going to trine Aquarius Pluto. So you need to take the lead here and control your own destiny and really use this energy, especially the Capricorn full moon, to really feel confident with what you've done, especially in your work life, because Capricorn was. And this week, really the big news again is that Mars is shifting into Gemini. And when it does that, it's going to meet up with Uranus in Gemini, and that's going to be some explosive energy where it's unexpected energy, and this is an air sign, so there could be a huge hurricane, there could be tornadoes, there could be an earthquake causing a tsunami, because it is Cancer season. Let's not forget that. And Jupiter is still at the anaretic degrees of Cancer until the 30th, and when the 30th comes next week, there's so many things happening that there's water involved, there's air, there's earth, there's all kinds of things, and fires involved with Aries Neptune, Aries Saturn. So anything can happen right now. And as you can see, there was a double earthquake this week in Venezuela, and it's happened before about 100 years ago. But it basically was a 7 and a 7, meaning it rocked for 7.5 seconds. And then it stopped for maybe 10 seconds or something, and then it started again for another 7.6 seconds. And there wasn't enough time to evacuate, so a lot of people have been, found missing and deceased. So God bless us. And so we're dealing with a lot of seismic activity. It coincides with what's going on for us personally in our own body. These seismic shifts happening to us where we're tired or we're confused or we feel like we can't get enough sleep. And if you're feeling these things, it means your body is being upgraded by the universe. And someone in the comments said it feels like the universe are like our jury watching over us and then judging us, But really, the planets are more like the supplies you have available on the earth that you use, like water, food, shelter, the things you need to survive. So the planets, the cosmic energy, especially our own solar belt that we live in, that's ruled by the sun, it's really just like giving you supplies that you need to survive. And then when you're not thinking about surviving, then you start to think about other things like inventing a wheel, inventing a car, inventing a spaceship, right? But now we're at that point where we can see that we're intelligent, we've evolved. We are now looking to go to other star systems because our Earth is dying. But the Earth is dying because of us burning too much fossil fuel. And basically the Earth, the planets are not judging us. They're supplying us. They're giving us things for us to survive. But we get greedy and we want more. And we want what other people have, and then we want what they have, then we want this and that and that, and that's why we're at this crossroads in evolution that happens every thousands of years. Why Egypt fell, why Greece fell, why Rome fell, why Britain failed, and then America is now looking like it's setting up to fail as well, because whenever a country or civilization gets comfortable meeting its needs, it then gets greedy. It needs more. It's not enough to be alive, having water, having food. Now it needs more. It needs pleasure. It needs to do all the things humans are here to do on Earth. And excess is a lot of the problem, is not being able to control what it is you're eating, drinking, loving, needing. And so if we can control ourselves and not need to eat or drink too much, or you can have fun for a day or a week and then not do it every week, every day. You know, I think that's the biggest problem with humans is the inability to sacrifice. They call it sacrifice, but you can look at it as a way to preserve yourself and your people by honoring the life that we have and honoring who we are. The way we create babies is absolutely a miracle, and you see animals do it too. And so if we can look at animals and also not treat them like less than us, I think we could be a lot happier people if we can rewire our brain out of the delusional time of the Pisces where all these religions came up, and then they use the religions to separate us and make us fight and hate each other and cause genocide. I think if we can get rid of hate and understand that you can use hate for maybe against a foe, you know, or use it in sporting competitions where you can release it. But you need to release it. You can't let it sit there and build and build. And the way we talk to each other, communication definitely has to change with Uranus and Gemini. The way we talk to each other, belittle each other, and backhanded compliments, all that stuff. You know, you think you're so smart saying something and people can't understand you. You know, that goes back to thousands of years to where it's Neanderthalish now, to where it really isn't helping society to keep pushing each other down. So, I'll be back on the 3rd before Independence Day, and I'm probably going to get that podcast out early because it is it's a good day. Maybe I'll do it the day before and put it out early morning, July 3rd, just because it's a holiday, and I don't want to be doing this on next Friday night. I want to be celebrating July 4th. So thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate the new followers I have. Thank you so much. And for the comments, I appreciate that a lot. And I'll be back next Friday. And check me out again on my dailies on Patreon. A lot of it there, I'll go into more detail of each daily. The weekly is more of an overview. Really understand that Cancer season's here. The solstice occurred. The earth has shifted. There's a lot of coronal mass ejections coming from the face of the sun where there's a hole just coming out. So, but we should be fine if we can love each other and not cause any more wars and hate, right? So really be careful whatever you're doing. Take your time. And I love you guys. And I'll talk to you guys next week here on the weekly, okay? To my spiritual children, I love you. Take care.